Chosen one, hear this with an open heart. This message is not hypotlebi, not random, not late. You've been tired, questioning, wondering if holding on still makes sense. You've whispered prayers you weren't sure anyone heard. But this moment is a divine interruption. God is speaking because you are standing at a crossroads where quitting feels easier than believing. That person you're thinking about, the one your spirit keeps returning to, is not a mistake. This message is wrapped in warning and mercy at the same time. Before you pull away, before you shut down, listen closely. Heaven is paying attention to what you choose next. Chosen one, God warns you because He sees what you cannot yet see. And that is why this moment feels heavy. You are standing in a place where your logic is tired and your emotions are worn down, and it feels easier to walk away than to stay and hope again. But God is not silent in this season. He is watching the roots grow beneath the surface, while you are staring at the soil wondering why nothing has changed. What you are calling delay, God is calling development. What you are calling confusion, God is calling alignment. The reason this situation has not collapsed is because it is not finished. If it were wrong, it would have fallen apart already. If it were not meant to shape you, it would not require this level of endurance. You are tempted to measure everything by time, by effort, by how much energy you have already invested. But God measures by purpose. That person you feel like giving up on is connected to something deeper than comfort. There is a lesson, a mirror, a refinement happening through this connection. Sometimes God uses people to expose parts of us we did not know needed healing. Sometimes He uses them to stretch our patience, not because they are perfect, but because the calling attached to the connection is bigger than the frustration you feel right now. Walking away may give you peace for a moment, but it may also delay the maturity God is trying to build inside you. Chosen one, hear this clearly. Not every hardship is a sign to leave. Some hardships are invitations to grow spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. God is not asking you to lose yourself or ignore your worth. He is asking you not to quit simply because the process is uncomfortable. There is a difference between danger and development, between harm and stretching. God would never tell you to stay where your soul is being destroyed, but He will often ask you to remain where your character is being shaped. The enemy loves to blur that line, whispering that patience is weakness and endurance is foolish. But God says endurance is evidence of strength being formed. You feel tired because you have been carrying this without seeing the reward yet. But God sees the reward forming. He sees conversations that will change, understanding that will grow, and clarity that will come at the right time. He also sees what would happen if you leave too early. Some doors do not close loudly. They close quietly when we walk away from assignments God never released us from. This is why God warns you. Not to control you, but to protect the future impact of your obedience. Chosen one, you are not foolish for caring. You are not weak for hoping again. You are not wrong for staying when others would leave. God knows your heart, and He knows you are not staying out of fear, but out of love, loyalty, and faith. He is refining your discernment, teaching you how to stay without losing your identity, how to love without abandoning wisdom. This season is training you to hear His voice above your emotions, to trust His timing above your impatience. There is something sacred about learning how to stand still when everything in you wants to run. God uses these moments to separate impulse from instruction. If you leave now, you may never know what could have changed if you had stayed a little longer with prayer instead of panic. Growth rarely announces itself while it is happening. Most of the time, you only recognize it after you look back and realize you survived something that once almost broke you. Chosen one, God is not slow. He is precise. He is positioning both you and that person for a shift that cannot happen prematurely. Trust does not mean ignoring red flags, but it does mean not letting fear write the final decision. Stay prayerful, stay grounded, stay obedient. God would not warn you if what you are holding onto was meaningless. He warns you because the cost of quitting would be greater than the cost of enduring just a little longer. Chosen one, your emotions are loud right now, and that is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that something meaningful is at stake. When the heart is invested, feelings rise quickly, especially when expectations are not being met. But God is asking you to pause and listen beyond the noise inside you. Emotions speak from the moment, but God speaks from the future. He sees where this connection is going, not just where it is standing today. That is why His instruction feels heavier than your feelings. If you let exhaustion decide for you, you may walk away from something that was meant to mature, not collapse. The enemy's strategy in this season is not dramatic destruction, it is quiet discouragement. He wants you to believe that your effort is wasted, that your patience is unappreciated, that your love is one-sided. When frustration builds long enough, it starts to feel like truth. But feelings are not facts, and delay is not denial. God knows how much you have prayed, how many times you have tried to understand instead of react, how often you have chosen peace over pride. None of that is invisible to heaven. The enemy wants you to forget that obedience often feels unrewarded before it becomes fruitful. Chosen one, God is teaching you discernment in this moment. Discernment is not the absence of emotion. It is the ability to hear God, even when emotion is screaming. Right now, you are being trained not to make permanent decisions from temporary exhaustion. What you feel today is not the full picture of what this relationship, connection, or assignment is becoming. God allows pressure not to break love, but to purify it. When love survives frustration, misunderstanding, and silence, it becomes grounded instead of impulsive. That kind of love carries authority and depth. You may feel like you are giving more than you are receiving, but seasons are not always equal. Sometimes you carry more because you are stronger right now. Sometimes God places weight on the one who can handle it without becoming bitter. This does not mean you are meant to carry everything alone forever. It means God trusts your capacity in this moment. What feels unfair today may make sense later when balance is restored and growth becomes visible. Chosen one, be careful not to confuse silence with abandonment. God often works quietly, especially when He is restructuring hearts. The person you are tempted to give up on may be fighting battles you cannot see, learning lessons they cannot rush. God's timing is not designed for comfort, it is designed for transformation. If He rushed everything to satisfy your emotions, the outcome would be fragile. He allows time because He is building something that can last. This season is also about you learning how to love without losing your peace. God is refining your boundaries, your communication, and your patience. He is showing you that love does not mean self-sacrifice without wisdom. You are learning when to speak, when to pray, when to wait. These lessons will protect you, not only in this connection, but in every relationship that follows. Nothing you are learning right now is wasted. Chosen one. The enemy wants you to believe that walking away is strength. But sometimes strength is staying steady when leaving would be easier. Strength is choosing prayer over reaction, trust over assumption, patience over pressure. God sees the end from the beginning, and He would not ask you to remain if there was no purpose in it. This is not about proving loyalty to a person. It is about obedience to God. Stay alert, stay prayerful, stay anchored. Let God guide your next step instead of your fatigue. He is not ignoring your pain, and He is not delaying without reason. What you are holding onto is being shaped, and so are you. Do not allow a temporary wave of emotion to pull you out of a process that is preparing something deeper, stronger, and more lasting than you can see right now. Chosen one, this moment is not asking you to disappear, shrink, or abandon yourself for the sake of someone else. God is not calling you into self-betrayal. He is calling you into trust. There is a difference between staying because you are afraid to let go and staying because you are anchored in obedience. God sees your heart, and He knows you are not clinging blindly. You are weighing this decision with prayer, tears, and reflection. That matters. He is not asking you to tolerate disrespect, abuse, or harm. He is asking you not to walk away from what He is still refining just because the process feels slow or unclear. You have been wrestling with the fear that staying means losing your peace, your identity, or your progress. But God is teaching you a deeper lesson here. Peace does not come from controlling outcomes. It comes from trusting Him with them. When you surrender the need to force answers, to rush clarity, or to make things happen in your own strength, something shifts inside you. You begin to operate from faith instead of fear. God is shaping your ability to remain calm, even when the future feels uncertain. That strength will serve you far beyond this situation. Chosen one, boundaries and patience can exist together. God is not asking you to pour endlessly without rest. He is teaching you how to stand firm while staying open. There is power in knowing when to step back emotionally while still staying spiritually committed. Sometimes obedience looks like waiting without chasing, loving without controlling, and trusting without demanding immediate change. This is how God protects your heart while still allowing the process to unfold. You may feel pressure from others who do not understand why you have not walked away yet. They only see the surface, but God sees the assignment. Some connections are not just about companionship, they are about transformation. Through this, God is developing your wisdom, your discernment, and your emotional maturity. You are learning how to recognize the difference between impulse and instruction. These lessons cannot be learned in comfort. They are learned in moments like this, where faith must lead when clarity is incomplete. Chosen one, God warns you because quitting now would not just end a chapter. It would interrupt a testimony that is still forming. There are stories that only make sense after endurance. There are breakthroughs that only arrive after the decision to stay faithful, when it would have been easier to leave. Heaven records obedience long before the reward becomes visible. What you think is unseen is being carefully noted. This season is also teaching you to release control without releasing care. You are learning how to trust God to work in another person's heart, without trying to manage the process yourself. That is not weakness, that is spiritual maturity. God never asked you to change anyone. He asked you to love, to pray, and to obey His leading. When you try to take over what only God can do, you become exhausted. When you surrender it back to Him, you regain peace. Chosen one, do not let fear disguise itself as wisdom. True wisdom listens for God's voice, even when logic argues back. If God is telling you to pause, to pray, and to hold on a little longer, it is because He is still active in the unseen. His silence is not absence. His delay is not neglect. He is aligning timing, hearts, and circumstances in ways you cannot yet measure. Trust does not mean you will never let go. It means you let go only when God releases you, not when frustration pushes you. There is a divine difference. Stay grounded, stay discerning, stay connected to God more than to the outcome. He is not setting you up for loss. He is teaching you how to walk in faith without losing yourself. This chapter is not about giving up. It is about becoming strong enough to wait with wisdom.